Big Brother 27 spoilers, replacement nomination reshapes alliances midweek. A midweek replacement nomination in Big Brother 27 has completely changed the game, causing alliances to reorganize and tactics to change. After winning the Power of Veto, Morgan Pope decided to take Ava off the block by using it on her. Many house guests were therefore taken aback when head of household Vinnie announced Lauren as the substitute nominee. Players who believed they had safe seats now confront uncertainty, trust is being put to the test, and power relationships are changing as a result of this shift, which has created drama. The social game on the show is becoming more and more about flexibility. Survival depends not just on winning competitions but also on figuring out who is loyal in the house. Not only does the new nomination make people re-evaluate who they target, but it also exposes who harbors resentment, who feels vulnerable, and which alliances are contingent. Players are now being cautious because of the changing plans for voting. With eviction night drawing near, everyone is reconsidering their stances. Will this replacement nomination reveal weaknesses that his rivals can take advantage of, or will it aid Vinnie in defending his HOH reign? There is still fallout. How the replacement nomination is redrawing lines in Big Brother 27. Morgan changed the game completely when she used her veto power, not only on the nominees. Ava's removal and Lauren's placement on the block hint at impending rifts in what seemed to be strong alliances. Vinnie, Lauren, Morgan, and even Ava are all under more scrutiny as a result of the replacement. When the Big Brother 27 candidates are switched in the middle of the week, houseguests are forced to disclose allegiances, disclose ulterior motives, and adjust to the consequences. Who gains and who's at risk after the veto move? Lauren is now in the hot seat. Her status as a member of Vinnie's inner circle of trust is altered by her replacement nomination. She has to choose between rallying supporters and rushing for cover now that her name is on the block. Ava may appear safer because she was spared by the veto, but she is now being watched and is a swing vote. Who receives a lot of votes may depend on her connections with Vinnie and Morgan. Some of the Big Brother 27 housemates are keeping a tight eye on her, wondering if her loyalty changes or if her appreciation becomes an alliance. By asserting her agency and taking control of the situation herself, Morgan uses the veto to increase her power. Her choice demonstrates her strategic goal and her willingness to defy expectations. How alliances are retooling strategy and voting paths. Pressure is mounting on Vinnie on Big Brother 27. His pledges aren't unbreakable, as naming Lauren proves, and a number of houseguests feel discredited. Concerns have been raised by Keanu and others in private discussions about whether Vinnie's alliances are more shaky than they seem. On her side, Lauren has been undertaking damage control by resisting presumptions, attempting to patch things up, and confiding in close allies. She might reverse the outcome if she wins HOH next. Morgan's friendship with Vinnie, on the other hand, is being put to the test. While her action shields Ava, it also shows that she has a lot of power over nominations, which other players find risky and intimidating. Big Brother 27 foot spoilers, Vince Panaro's HOH week spirals into chaos. Big Brother 27 spoilers have revealed that Vince Panaro's reign as head of household turned into one of the most chaotic weeks of the season. What started as a position of power quickly devolved into a mess of fractured alliances and emotional tensions. It also included difficult decisions that could reshape the game's trajectory. Vince caught between Lauren and Morgan. Vince found himself torn between his loyalty to Lauren and his complicated history with Morgan. The tension escalated when both women pressed him for protection, thus forcing Vince to balance personal bonds against his long-term game strategy. This internal conflict created ripple effects across the house. Allies questioned where his true loyalties lay. Personal bonds versus strategic gameplay. Vince's HOH week exemplified the classic Big Brother struggle, playing with the heart versus playing with the head. His decision-making exposed vulnerabilities in his alliances. This gave other players openings to exploit his indecision. The site reported that Vince's wavering not only fueled paranoia but also raised doubts about his ability to manage relationships. This was especially challenging in the game's high-stakes environment. Clash between Vince and Morgan. Adding fuel to the fire, Vince's relationship with Morgan reached a breaking point. Morgan confronted Vince directly about prioritizing Lauren over their alliance. Their clash underscored the fragile balance of power and may have long-lasting consequences. Morgan is considering rallying other houseguests against him. This confrontation further highlighted the theme of the week, Vince's inability to reconcile personal attachments with strategic clarity. Why this HOH week matters. Big Brother 27 has already delivered its share of surprises. However, Vince's chaotic HOH may stand out as a pivotal moment. His reign exposed cracks in alliances, set off emotional battles, and put his own game in jeopardy. As the season barrels toward its explosive double eviction night, viewers will be watching closely. They want to see whether Vince's choices come back to haunt him, or if he can recover from the fallout. One thing is clear, Big Brother 27 spoilers confirm that Vince Panaro's head of household reign ended in chaos, leaving the house more divided than ever. For fans, this week serves as a reminder that in Big Brother, power can be as dangerous as it is rewarding. Big Brother fans furious with Vince Panaro after inappropriate comment about wife Morgan Pope. Once again, the Big Brother live feeds have exposed some messy behavior in the house. If you've been watching season 27, then you've seen Vince Panaro and Morgan Pope riding the line of a full-blown showmance, despite him having a girlfriend of 7 years back home. The two have shared a bed and plenty of long, deep hugs. It's been quite a wild thing to watch as the game unfolds. However, a comment Vince made to her during the live feeds earlier this week has left fans feeling grossed out. Big Brother contestant Vince Panaro has a girlfriend of 7 years at home. On the live feeds, Morgan and Vince were talking about the dynamic of their relationship. Zingbot had just called out Morgan for acting like Vince's girlfriend, and she was hoping to shut down the rumors. According to her, she acts this way with everyone. If I'm acting like Vinnie's girlfriend, I'm acting like the whole house's girlfriend, Morgan said, listing off some of her other good deeds in the house. You're just the housewife, you're the girlfriend of the season, Vince replied. And a damn good one at that, might I say. Everyone loves you. Of course, Big Brother fans are never hesitant to share their thoughts, and plenty of people called out Vinnie for the wife comment. He has a girlfriend of 7 years watching all of this at home, for crying out loud. They're choking to death on Zingbot copium, one fan quipped in response to the live feed. So, Vince can throw around housewife to Morgan after knowing her for over 2 months? LOL. But, still calling his woman at home just girlfriend after being together for 7 years? LOL. Just messy, another frustrated fan added. Cringe, sick, and not right in the head are just a few of the other ways Big Brother fans describe this dynamic. So, at this point, it's clear that neither Vinnie nor Morgan will be in the running for America's favorite player. Big Brother 27 foot recap, Morgan uses veto, Vince names Lauren as replacement. Wednesday's Big Brother 27 delivered one of the most loaded episodes yet, full of biting roasts, fragile alliances, and game moves with emotional weight. This Big Brother recap dives into Zingbot's return, the tensions between Vince, Morgan, and Lauren, and what's likely fallout ahead as eviction looms. Aftermath of Will's eviction. The show opens with houseguests still reeling from Will's eviction, 3-2 over Ashley. Ava is visibly hurt. Lauren sees a chance to strengthen bonds and hopes a win will keep her safe. Meanwhile, Keanu and Morgan are plotting, aligning against Lauren, even as they talk about protecting the loose judges alliance. Growing tension between Vince, Morgan, and Lauren. Kelly is the first to call out odd behavior. She, and then the rest of the house, see Vince and Morgan growing close, especially given Vince's girlfriend back home. Keanu raises concern, seeing lines being crossed, though Vince insists nothing is inappropriate. Lauren emerges as a focal point in this tension. She feels sidelined, suspicious, and possibly betrayed after lines shift. Her emotional state makes her vulnerable tonight. Zingbot roasts and house reflections. Of course, No mid-season Big Brother would be complete without Zingbot. The robot returns and slices into houseguests, calling Vince an unemployed crybaby, Kelly creepy, and mocking Morgan for her affection toward Vince despite his committed relationship. The zing hits Lauren, too, who Zingbot calls boring. These roasts do more than amuse. They stir the pot, reinforce what other houseguests are whispering, and force players to sharpen their social defense. Tonight's Zingbot may be short in screen time, but it looms large in its consequences. Veto flip rewrites the week. Morgan won the power of veto and used it on Ava. With one seat suddenly open, current HOH Vince named Lauren as the replacement nominee. The move immediately raised the stakes heading into the next eviction. Why Lauren went up. Morgan's decision to pull Ava off the block forced Vince's hand, landing Lauren on the block and reshuffling plans across multiple alliances. The piece notes fresh strategy talks as houseguests reassess who benefits most from keeping or cutting Lauren this week. Strategy in motion. With Lauren now a target, players weigh loyalty against threat level. Expect shifting pitches and contingency plans leading into the live show. This also tees up double eviction night tomorrow, a wrinkle that tends to reward flexible, information-rich alliances over rigid voting blocks. What to watch next? Votes for Lauren. Watch whether swing voters follow the reset sentiment or protect social capital for the looming double eviction. Morgan's influence. Using the veto on Ava establishes leverage. How she spends it could define the next two boots. Vince's risk. Replacement choices often carry backlash. He'll need numbers and calm messaging to avoid a countersurge. Strategic moves and the veto shakeup. There's also a game strategy underway. The power of veto plays a big role. Vince's nominations triggered arguments, and when the veto is used, he has to replace someone, shifting targets and creating instability.